Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen, Force Woman here. Welcome back to another reading stream. Today, at least for this reading stream, I'm going to be reading all of Heartstopper Volume 2. Now, if you guys want to watch the first volume to catch up to speed with the first volume of Heartstopper, I will be putting that in the comments section. I'll be posting a link later on in the description for you guys that want to watch part 1, volume 1 / part 1, whatever. Either way, we're reading this. We're going to try to do it all the way through. So yeah. But it does kind of catch up to speed with at least the end of Heartstopper. If you want to, yeah, I'll just read what they got here for this diary / journal entry. Alright. So this is Heartstopper Volume 2 by Alice Oseman. Let's begin. But yeah, in case anybody's wondering, this book came out in 2020. So yeah, there's that. Alright. 417. I've destroyed everything. Me and Nick have been friends now for what? 4 years? I'm already fucking up. Me and Nick have been friends for, what? 4 months now? It sounds like no time at all, but it feels like forever. He's my best friend in the whole world. I don't know how that happened. First we were just two guys who sat next to each other in class. Then he asked me to join rugby. Obviously I said yes, just so I could hang out with him more. Then we were going to each other's houses, telling each other everything. But then I had to go and kiss him. Stupid, stupid, stupid! Of course he rejected me. Of course. God, that look in his eyes when he walked away. I guess that's what happens when you fall for a straight boy. Now we start with the comics. Let me, position myself properly. So, the very first thing we see is a picture of some birds on a branch as we enter Chapter 3, Kiss. It's later that night after the party was over. We see somebody on the bed, not feeling very happy. And then a close shot of Charlie as he continues to feel sad about what all took place. Then we get a flashback scene here. Hi, Dad. Could you come pick me up early? Fine. Did something happen? No. I just didn't have anyone to hang out with. I thought your friend Nick was going to be there. He stayed with his year 11 friends. And we see another, as that thought process ends, we see Charlie holding his bear, crying. And then he squeezes the bear very tightly, as we now transition from Charlie over to Nick, who is just laying in his bed, arms stretched, arms wide like that. Both arms stretched wide out like that. And then we get a close-up shot of his face as he thinks about, Nick, are you even listening to me? I have to go. What the fuck? He goes back into the room, sees it's empty as he says, Charlie? He then sits back up, looking down, and he sees and he sees an imaginary Charlie looking right up to him, and he says to himself, "Fuck, fuck." I don't know how you would say, like, would you say like fuck or fuck or fuck, something like that. I don't know, but he's saying it. So he picks up his phone and tries to send a text message to Charlie. His first attempt: "Hey Charlie, I'm so sorry for running off and leaving you. It wasn't your fault. I was just..." Deletes all that, and he tries again. "Charlie, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just so confused right now, but..." And he deletes it again. And then he just throws the phone. I'm not going to say the actual word I would use in this situation because that is too... this is a sad moment. So I'm not going to say the Y word here. But he throws the phone and he lays back down on his bed, head on his pillow. Puts his hand to his face and again says, "Fuck." The next morning, Charlie looks like he's pretty much feels emotionally drained based on that face. I'm not even joking. Look at that face. Does that tell you that shows a picture of a very tired person who has had, as it says right here, less than 2 hours of sleep? Would you, if you had less than 2 hours of sleep, regardless of why, would you be looking like that? I'm pretty sure you would. He picks up the phone and notices there's no new messages. So he sits up on his bed, about to get out of bed, and he sighs. He goes to, I'm gonna assume it's either the kitchen. His sister looks at him and asks, "Are you okay?" Charlie, after getting his coffee or drink, whatever that's supposed to be, I'm gonna assume it's coffee, walks away as he says, "Yeah." And his sister just stares at him, not saying another word. He gets back on his bed, covers, blank with his blanket with his bed covers covering over him as he sips his drink. Tea, coffee, don't matter. It's his drink. Shush. Then we see him brushing his teeth in the bathroom, thinking about their kiss from the previous night. And he just looks at the mirror and stops brushing his teeth. And he thinks back to Nick asking him, "Would you kiss me?" Then, doo-doo, his mom shouts at him, "Charlie, can you get the door, please? It's probably the postman." Charlie shouts back, "Fine, 1 sec." He walks down the stairs and to the front door. And he opens, and as he opens the door, he is very surprised. Because waiting for him is Nick. He just says, "Hi." Charlie, blushing profusely. "Nick." Nick, sorry. "Sorry for not texting you. I just wanted to talk in person." Nick. Forrest! Nick is the blonde guy. Charlie is the dark haired guy. Get your shit together. Shit. Charlie. Okay. And the two of them just stare at each other without another word. Both of them blushing at each other. Charlie then grabs Nick by the shirt and he says, just come in. You're getting soaked." And then Nick Nick talk. So Nick says, so I just Charlie's mom comes walking in unannounced, noticing Nick. Nick, I didn't know you were coming over. Yes. So, look at that smile. First off, look at that smile. That's a hilarious. That's a really funny smile to me. But he smiles this smile and he says, yes. And Charlie tells him, he's just picking up a jumper he left here last week, he says with a smile. And Nick, with that face again. Look at these two pictures and look at their faces. And as we go from this one to this one. It's really hilarious. It's funny to me. I can't help it. It's so funny. So Charlie's mom says, "You could have at least changed out of your PJs, Charlie." Oh, yeah, Charlie says. "Don't forget, we're going to Grandma's later," she said. Charlie's mom says as she walks away. "Charlie, let's go upstairs." Nick, "Okay." And as Nick walks up the stairs, Charlie looks in the mirror and tries to fix his hair. I can't believe that actually kind of rhymes when you think about it. But anyway, as Charlie shuts the door to his bedroom, Nick has his hand in his hair, taking deep breaths. And then he turns around and he sees Charlie by the door. "So," Charlie said, "did you forget a coat?" Uh, oh, hold on a second. Family member's coming in. Hold on a minute. I'm waiting for them in case they try to come in here, so that way you guys don't have to hear them. I'm waiting for them. Okay, we're back. Sorry, that took so long. I had some family coming over. I knew they were coming. I didn't know how long it was going to be before they came. But yeah. So, uh, they showed my nephew, who's here right now. I just showed him that 2K24 game that I got yesterday. And he started freaking, he was very happy. Then he was like, "This is mine, not yours." And I'm like, "Dude, I bought that for both of us. What do you mean?" Because I knew he was going to be excited about it because he is a wrestling fan, like myself. But yeah, I figured he was going to like it, very much. So yeah, uh, he also is into football, and I got that college football 25 game. It's coming out next month. I got that on pre-order, almost. Got it completely done. I need to put some money into it, but I'll wait till I have the money to do it without financially hurting myself. So yeah. Anyway, back to this book that we're doing here. Charlie, after, after the two look at each other, Charlie asks, "So, so, did you forget a coat?" And Nick, "Oh, yeah, I didn't, I didn't check the weather before I left." He says he takes off his wet sweatshirt, and Charlie blushing because he thinks he's going to take off the whole shirt. I guess I don't know. And as he does that, uh, so wait! Charlie interrupts. "Can I speak first? I'm just so sorry," he says as he lowers his head. But looking like he honestly seems like he's about to cry, but he lowers his head either way. Nick in his head thing. Jeez. Hold on a second. I can hear them in the background. Okay, sorry about that. Where were we? Ah, yes. Nick looking at him, thinking, "Wait, what?" And Charlie continues, "I'm so sorry. I didn't think properly about what I was doing, and it was a stupid thing to do, and I don't want you to feel awkward about it because it was all my fault." Nick tried to say something. "Charlie, hang on." Charlie interrupts again. "I shouldn't have kissed you. It was so rude, and I bet you just felt pressured to do it because I asked. And I know you probably don't want to talk to me ever again." Nick's still trying to get a word in. Charlie? Nick's still trying to get a word in. Charlie? "Which is fair enough," he shouts, still interrupting. "I'd completely understand," he says, looking away. And Nick looks at him. "Charlie." Charlie's still letting his feelings out. "But I had to at least say sorry." Nick takes a step toward him as he says, "And see if maybe..." "Charlie," Nick says, trying to get another word in. "There's a chance we could still be friends," he says as Nick grabs hold of Charlie's arms. Charlie. I don't want to lose you because I did something stupid. Nick's still trying to say Charlie. This is gonna be kind of hard trying to get here. Hold on a second. It still says, you're probably the best friend I've ever. And Nick's still trying to say Charlie. I've ever had. And then Nick. And then this happens. And pretty much, I'm just going to leave this here because this is literally all they're doing for these two pages. And I know you guys can hear my niece and nephew in the background. I can't help it. Just try to ignore them. Sorry. After they're done kissing, you kind of take a little breather. And then Charlie puts his head on Nick, taking a little breather, taking a breath, exhaling as he does that. And then the two lock eye. Hold on a second. Alright. Alright. What's going on here? We're gonna continue where we left off. That's what we're doing. So, where were we? Oh, yes. After they kiss, they take a separation moment here. Charlie's smiling a little bit, puts his head on Nick's shoulders, and the two look at each other, blushing, with a moment of silence between the two of them. With Charlie putting his hands on Nick's shoulders. You, Charlie says, a little stuttering. You've been sending me a lot of mixed signals, he says, as he looks down at the floor. Real confused, understandably confused. The two then look at each other again, blushing, and then they both start to laugh. Nick, then we got Nick. Jesus Christ. Then Nick starts to get emotional. God, I'm so sorry, he says, and then he puts his head on Charlie's shoulder, and Charlie pats him on the back, and then the back of his head. And his face is buried in the shoulder. I'm just so sorry I ran away. I was just freaking out. Like honestly, I am having a proper full-on day crisis, he says as he just starts yelling at the top of his lungs and just walking around. And Charlie at one point is really just like, what? What's going on here? And then Nick sits on Charlie's bed. It's not that I didn't want to, kiss you. He whispers that last bit and blushes. Charlie, hand on his arm, looks at him. Yeah, right there. Nick looks up at him, and then looks down. I was just so confused, he said, messing with his hair. And the two just stand there for a bit like that. I've just been so confused, Nick says. And I didn't expect that to happen yesterday. As we see Charlie listening to Nick. And as Nick continues to speak, Charlie sits down on the bed, right beside him. It's not like I didn't want to, but I hadn't really psyched myself up, and then bloody Psy turns up, and I wanted to stay with you, but I didn't want other people to see us doing that. Charlie looks at him as he continues to talk. I mean, I'm not ashamed. It was just... And he looks at Charlie, tears in his eyes. I just need some time to figure this out. And Charlie looks at him a bit concerned. Nick goes back. Nick puts his face under his hands. I just need a bit more time. Then Charlie takes Nick's hands away from his face and proceeds to give him a much needed comfort hug. But you thought they were gonna kiss again? Oh, trust me, they're gonna be doing that a bit here in this story. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. But anyway, so Charlie gives him a much needed comfort hug. And doesn't let go. Nick take Nick accepting the hug, buries his face again in Charlie. I'm sorry. Charlie tells him it's okay. As the two embrace in that hug. It's okay, Charlie says to reassure him. Just as he, in the middle of it, there's a boop. I don't know. I don't know what a tear sound would be like when it hits something. It says plop, but I don't know how to make that sound. Alright? I just don't know. Charlie opens his eyes as he hears Nick sniff. Like, wait, wait, why are you crying? He says, looking up at him. And Charlie just says, I just, I don't know what that is, but I don't care. I just, seeing you sad makes me sad. And then they both just hug each other and laugh about what just happened. Nick tells Nick as they're, and then they just proceed on a big ol' hug. Nick tells him, now I've messed up both times we've kissed, he said, laughing a little bit. Why can't we just kiss and be happy, he says. Nick takes his right hand and places it on Nick's cheek, saying, you haven't messed it up. And I'm really happy, he says as we see Charlie smile. So am I, Nick says, as they just continue to nuzzle each other. Do you want a cup of tea? Charlie asks. Yes, please, Nick answers. Charlie then gets up and puts on his hoodie. The two of them then walk out of his room, down the stairs, and into the kitchen as Charlie pours him some tea. Nick Nick tries to sneakily just boop him. Literally, boop. That's literally what it says right there. No, seriously, it says it right there. Boop. And then the two of them look at each other as Charlie boops him back, and the two just laugh. Charlie's sister looks and just stares as they continue to laugh. As she sips her drink. Look at that face. Let's just look at that face for a moment. She's just like, I don't know what's going on here, but okay then. As they hear the sounds of the rain hitting the glass of the window. Let's see here. Are you sure your family won't want to use this room? Nick asks. Charlie answers, nah, no one really sits in the conservatory in the mornings. Nick with his tea in his hand. Okay. And so the two sit in a chair. Charlie blows on his tea while Nick sips his. How did you realize you're... Nick just asks him, how did you realize you're gay? Nick asks Charlie just out of the blue. Charlie blushes like, oh, putting his hand on his hair. I guess I've always been sort of aware of it. Ray continues, and he looks up. Even when I was really young, from my fictional crushes, as we take a flashback from him watching television to him playing with some figurines, to him talking with people, to my real ones. I suppose I didn't understand it at the time, but it's always been boys, he says. I'm guessing, and then says, I'm guessing you didn't feel the same when you were little. And Nick says, well, no. And they both just laugh about it. Nick asks him, do your parents know? Yeah, Charlie answers, yeah, and my brother and sister. They're all really chill about it. I don't know what I am, Nick tells him. And then, and as he's about to say his next bit, Charlie puts his fingertips on Charlie's. But now we got, I've liked girls before, but now, looking down, then he looks at Charlie. I like you. And Charlie blushes a little bit, blushes some. Charlie just blushes profusely. You like me? He says with a nice little, with a cute little smile. Let's be honest here. Nick blushes profusely with a shocked with a face like that, and he says, "Was that not obvious?" He says with a smile of his own. Charlie his left hand in his face. I'm an idiot. The two then lock fingers, then hands, as Nick says, or Charlie says, wait, no, Nick's saying it. I'm sorry. I thought I just really liked you as a friend, a best friend, because like I want to hang out with you all the time, and I just love everything about you. But I kept wanting to, I don't know, hug you and hold your hand. And then yesterday when you suggested it, I really wanted to kiss you. I shouldn't have run away from you. I'm so sorry, he says. He shouts as he puts the cup down on the table. And Charlie shouts out, "No, no, I should have just told you I liked you instead of just kissing you." That's his face as I say that. And Nick's like, "You like me too?" And Charlie says, "Yes, obviously." And then they just have a moment of silence. And then they both just start laughing hysterically. As Nick says in his laughing, "Why are we like this?" The sound of the rain continues in the background. And Nick tells him, "I would have said something sooner, but I convinced myself you were straight. I don't know what I am. I don't know what I am now. What is? I honestly like. I got a question. Where are his eyes? Who is he looking? What is he? What is he looking at? Based on where his eyes are, I can't tell if he's looking at the rain or if he's probably looking at Nick. But I don't see his eyes anywhere. Like they're just barely there enough for me to think he's looking at Nick. But it's almost like like an almost blank stare. I guess I don't know. Charlie then tells him, "Well, you could be." He looks at him as he looks at him. Bisexual or something else. There are lots of sexualities other than gay and straight. Nick looks down. Bisexual. And for the people wondering what does it mean to be bisexual, it's basically somebody that likes both male and female, pretty much. I'm gonna assume non-binary as well, but but completely and utterly male and female. That's what a bisexual person that's what a bisexual person is. Remember, lesbians are women who like women. Gays are men who like other men. Bisexual are people who like men and who have a sexual preference for men and women. Well, at least a preference for both of them. You have transgender people who are basically who were born one gender but are now another gender. That right wingers seem to have a fucking issue with, and I find this bullshit hilarious. I find it hilarious how they want to bitch about transgender people. Well, I should rephrase that. They only have a problem with any male that dresses up like a female in drag shows, as well as transgender females. Those are the only two people. They are the only two things, because they don't really bitch about women in drag shows, nor transgender men. They only have a problem with men dressing up in drag, as well as transgender females. That's it. Which I find absolutely funny, because they are being very picky right there on that one. And the thing is, it's like they think that transgender females are only that way so they can go into the women's bathroom for the little girls in there. You don't fucking know them. I only know of at least one transgender female. I don't know them personally, but as far as the online the person that I see online, they don't really seem the type of person that want to go into a woman's restroom just for the sake of trying to get with little girls in there. That is bullshit for the most part. I can easily tell you that. Because if a man was actually trying to get into the women's restroom, more often than not, they're likely to be stopped because they're in the wrong fucking restroom. Which is ironic that I'm saying that because I accidentally went to a woman's restroom because I had to I had to use the bathroom so badly. I just went into the nearest restroom that was close by. And it wasn't until after I was done in the bathroom that I looked and I realized, shit, I went into the women's restroom. God damn it. That is a true story. My sister will attest to that. My sister can tell you that story if she wanted to. But anyway, we're on this page now. Anyway, you don't have to work it out, like, immediately. I didn't just wake up one day like, oh, look, guess I'm gay now, he said. This is a very true statement. I bet you every single person in the LGBTQ plus community didn't automatically start out saying, "Oh, well, I'm lesbian. I'm a lesbian now. I'm gay now. I'm bisexual now. I want to be a trans. I want to be the other gender." Yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody just wakes up one day and just thinks, "I want to be part of, in some way, of the LGBTQ plus." It takes time for people to understand what they who they are. Are they lesbian? Are they gays? Are they gay? Are they bisexual? Or do they want to be do they feel like they feel more relatable toward the other gender, that they want to be that other gender? Pretty much. There are things and thought processes that go through our minds every day. Like, is it gay? Like, there's a song called "Same Love" that Macklemore did, and a person, I think it was Skylar something, I can't remember her last name, but they did a song together titled "Same Love" that basically delved into this sort of thing. That was met with with praise all around, because it's a true story for so many people. I mean, how many people have felt like they are part of the LGBTQ plus community, but they felt voiceless about it because they're in a religious family that for some reason acts like being part of this community is a sin against God. When they have said in two separate ways. One, God has created all of us. So why would he create something that would create people that would commit what is considered a sin? On top of that, we were always when I went to church for a little bit because I had some neighbors that were religious. The church that I went to for a few times basically have taught us that God loves everyone. And pick, they did not say, well, God loves all straight people. God loves all white people. God loves blah, 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 blah. They did not say that. They just said point blank, God loves all people. So if God loves all people and he creates all of us, why would he make it to where why would he make, if God has taught us to love all people, and we were taught that God created all of us, why would religious people have a fucking issue with the LGBTQ plus community? Answer, it's not because of God. God is an excuse to explain why they are against LGBTQ plus people. God is their go-to excuse. Because in reality, God cares about every single one of us, even the people that have committed so many crimes, who have committed crimes however many times they have done so in the past. I know that's going to sting a lot of people that are going to hate me for being religious and going here, but it's true. That's how I see it. And to me, that is the truest statement ever. God loves all of us. The people that use God as an excuse for their hatred will, in my book, for the religious people that believe in God but are using his name as a means to go against a group of people, I bet you 100% God would be taking those people, the hate that those people have, and telling them you're going to hell. Because you're using my name for hate when my name should be for love, not hate. Get out of here. You are not welcome in this heaven. You can go to hell. Say hi to Satan for me. Or better yet, don't. I don't like having to be religious because I'm not a religious person at all. But yeah, I'm not very much a religious person. But I hate it when people gotta use something as an excuse, like God, to explain their hate-filled motivations. It's very fucking stupid to me. Also, can we also say how Charlie's face right here is really nice? Like, oh look, guess I'm gay now. It's just like really funny. And that is a true state. Melena said that is a true statement with that. But then Nick looks down. Well, sorry for being used. Now look who's saying sorry too much, Charlie says about what just happened. And then they look at each other. Look at Charlie as this in this moment. Nick is just looking at him like all smiles. And Charlie is looking at him like, I have so many thoughts in my head about you, you do not know. so then so they look at each other still, and then they look away, and you still see the rain going on in the background as Nick looks at Charlie asking, what do I do now? And Charlie looks at him. You don't have to do anything, he says. Nick puts his hand on Charlie's face with enough force that Charlie closes the one eye. And Nick tells him, but I want to. And then we got another 2 pages of them kissing with a slow build up to it on this page. And then they just continue to do it on this other page right here. After they're done with their kissing, Nick tells him, "I'm so bad at this," and Charlie, still having his hands around Nick's head, says, "No, you're not." And then they continue to kiss a little bit more, as we just go right straight into the rain. So Oliver Spring, Nick's brother, just out of the blue, like we're just going from this to this instantly. Nick's here? Yeah, they're in the conservatory. Charlie's sister, I can't remember her name, but yeah, yeah, Charlie's sister, I can't remember her name now. It's been so long since I last read Volume 1 that I can't remember her name, but yeah. She says, yeah, they're in the conservatory. The two still kiss as Olive opens the door. They both stop kissing, they look at the door. Just with Nick looking like, oh, we're gonna get caught up. Oh. My nephew just sent me a message on PlayStation saying hi. I can't answer it right now because I'm busy reading this. Because I know his username is right there, I'm gonna go by his nickname. Hey Buddha, you don't have to keep saying hi to me, you know, you don't need to say it one time. I swear to God, if he comes back here, I'm gonna laugh. Anyway, so Nick's got the face like, oh crap, we're gonna cut, and Charlie's like, I don't care. Like, oh shit. It's like Nick's got the face like, oh crap, and Charlie's not like, oh shit. He's not like that, oh shit, look at his eye with a smile on his face. Oh, that's so funny. I'm starting to cry from laughter. It's really hilarious. Olive opens the door and just stares at him. Nick! He shouts out with a big smile on his face. He runs over to him, gives Nick a hug. Hey, Ollie, you okay? Yup, he says, all happy. And then he mushes Charlie's hair, and he sits down right by him. Charlie? Oh, shit, hold on a second. Charlie? He asks. Yeah? Yes? Olive whispers to him. Were you and Nick kissing? Nick looks at him like, oh, did I just do that? And Nick says, no. We were just hugging. And Olive looks at him like, but I saw your lips touching, he says. Ah, shit, dude, I need to take my glasses off. They're fogging up a little bit. Hold on. And Nick, with a shrug, just stares at him, blushing. You gotta keep it a secret, okay? It can be a secret between us three. Okay. Olive just puts his hand on Nick's face. Okay. And Mom said we're leaving to go to Grandma's in 5 minutes, Olive says as he takes his toy truck with him. Leaves start blowing in the wind again. Nick takes it, puts his shoes on, and he says, so, would it be okay if we kept us a secret just for a little while? He says, with his hand on the back of his neck. Charlie with his arm on his head, with his hand on his arm. Charlie looks at him like, what? And Nick says, I'm sorry, I just don't think I'm ready to come out as anything yet. Nick grabs Charlie, or Charlie grabs Nick by the hand and says, it's fine, Nick. I'm just glad we're okay now. Although I wish I didn't look like an absolute mess, he says with his hand in his hair. You don't, Nick tells him. You look really cute. And Charlie puts his left leg around the back of his, on the back of his other. Nick puts his hand on Charlie's face and says, You always look really cute. And Charlie, with that look on his face, blushing very much, as Nick just brushes Charlie's hair, and Charlie laughs as he does that. Come on, Charlie, we're leaving. Come on, Charlie, we're leaving soon. Charlie's dad yells out. Oh yeah, you should borrow this. Charlie tells him. Thanks, Nick says. The two of them then look at each other again. Then Nick starts to walk out as Charlie looks down. Nick tells him as he walks out in the rain. Uh, Dang it! Hold on. Anyway, Nick looks back to him as he carries the umbrella. I'll text you later. Charlie shouts, okay! The two wave goodbye as Nick turns around to walk away. But then he hears something. As more leaves continue to blow, Charlie puts on his shoes and he runs out in the rain. Nick! Nick turns his head around to see Charlie. Charlie runs up to him. Right as he's approaching the corner. Nick asks him, did I forget something? Hold on a second. So many interruptions because one little boy out there does not want to shush his lip. He doesn't want to be quiet. Keeps doing things that he gets yelled at for, but God forbid. Oh my god, dude. Hold on. I don't think we're going to be interrupted anymore for a while. Nothing too terribly bad happened out there, but yeah, yeah. I had to mute real quick because there was a bit of an argument going on about out there. Yep. Yeah, they're. God damn it. They just had to come back here where I can still hear them. Like, I'm trying to do this reading stream for this book because it could go fast. It could be read pretty fast. I'm already on page 74 with this book, and yet they just happen to come back at this part of the house because we've been trying to talk to a young family member here. I don't think you need to guess which one. Um, because he won't. Because the young family member won't stop acting a fool. And the worst part is he's at an age right now where he shouldn't be acting half. He shouldn't be doing half of the things that he's doing. Because I mean, I won't say too much about him because obvious reasons. Because I'm not gonna I don't want to publicly humiliate him in front of many people. Whoever's watching this. Um, but I will say he is doing things that he shouldn't be doing at his age. Because he's old enough to know not to act like that anymore. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, you have that whole bit with Charlie looking to make sure nobody's watching him, and then he gives Nick a quick kiss, and Nick's just in surprise on that. He's just surprised about it. So after they're done, Nick Charlie just looks up and says, "Okay, bye," and then he turns around and walks away. Nick blushes, not sure how. Nick blushes, and then he just laughs to himself as he looks up into this rainy sky, umbrella in hand. Later that night, later that night, later that day they text some more with as Charlie's talking to Nick. You sure it's okay? Nick telling him, you sure it's okay to keep a secret at school? Of course! Seriously, I know what it's like to have something spread around school before you're ready. Shit, yeah. Frowny face. I promise I don't mind. We see the smile on Charlie's face. And Nick responds, "Why are you so great?" Double heart emoji. And Charlie sees this and he just blushes profusely with a smile on his face. Leaves are blowing once again. Nick is in bed with his dog, looking at his phone while he has his laptop up. Just like that. He gets a ping on his phone and he gets a notification on his phone, so he looks. The nicer I am to you, the more chances I will get to hang out with your dog. Charlie says as Nick laughs as his dog lifts his cheek. Nick takes a picture of his dog, snaps a picture of his dog, and then sends it to Charlie. Charlie just blushes profusely the second he sees it. And it's a picture, as I said, a picture of Nick and his dog. Nick just taps away immediately. I just died. You can't just send me that without warning. He texts him as Nick reads it and laughs. Nick just laughs as he reads it. It's really funny. Charlie responds, "Yeah, I'm only getting with you so I can see. I'm only getting to you so I can see Nellie, right?" Nick in all caps, "I knew it!" Charlie's sister looks at him. "Who are you texting?" "No one!" he shouts. Nick places his phone on his bed, clicks on clicks on a video on clicks on a video on YouTube. And I know it's YouTube because look at that picture screen. Tell me that does not look like YouTube. Because it is. He looks on a video text saying, "What is bisexuality?" Actually, I wonder if we can actually see something like that here. Hold on a second. So here you go. He looks up a video of what does it mean? What is bisexuality?
Do you know what it means?
So we're gonna watch a video of that real quick.
Hey, Psych-Doers, welcome back to another video. Are you bisexual? Do you know what it means? There are so many stereotypes and stigmas surrounding bisexuality that you might find yourself even more confused and conflicted about what it really means. So, Psych2Go presents What It Means to Be Bisexual. Before we start, we would like to mention that the points that are made here are based on references. Descriptions and experiences can vary from person to person. Number 1. Attraction to more than one gender. Bisexuality means being attracted to more than one sex or gender. However, many others may also include an attraction to different genders, such as those who identify as pansexual, fluid, or omnisexual.
So, a pansexual person who is attracted to others regardless of gender. Fluid, a person with dynamic sexuality that may change. Omnisexual, a person who is attracted to all genders.
In their definition of bisexuality, the symbol bi plus provides a wider inclusion for these groups of people. 2. Coming out is challenging. Coming out to reveal your true identity to the people you love, especially when you don't know how they'll react, can be a difficult and challenging experience. Sometimes many may even avoid coming out altogether in fear of judgment and rejection from their loved ones. A 2013 study had found that 24% of bisexual people reported that they had never told anyone about their sexual orientation, which was comparatively higher than the 4 to 6% of lesbian and gay respondents who reported not having shared their truth. Number 3, being seen as untrustworthy. As we've mentioned before, bisexuality involves being attracted to more than one sex or gender. However, because of this, many people who are biphobic tend to assume that it means that bisexual people are not reliable partners in a relationship. For instance, they may believe that bisexual people are more selfish, likely to cheat, and likely to get identity confusion. Unfortunately, these suspicions and stigmas about them often end up making many bisexuals feel rejected, lonely, and isolated from other people. Number 4, prone to poor health outcomes. Did you know that bisexual people have a high probability of getting depressed due to the stigma and stereotypes that surround the topic of bisexuality? Many in the bisexual community often feel discouraged, isolated, and depressed. This can have a large and negative impact on their mental and even physical well-being. To make the matters worse, many may end up worried about being judged by their healthcare providers and end up refusing to seek any help at all. Number 5, it's not short-term. Do you think that your sexual orientation will change over time? A study observed a group of women over a period of 10 years to see if their sexual orientation changed in that time. At first, all 79 of the participants had identified themselves as either unlabeled, bisexual, or lesbian. By the end of the study, most of those who identified as bisexual continued to identify as such, while just a few continued to identify as lesbians or heterosexual. Number 6, there is no confusion. There are many misconceptions out there about bisexuality. For example, many heterosexuals often view bisexuals as people who are just confused and undecided. Some in the lesbian and gay communities have also admitted to thinking that bisexuality doesn't actually exist, and that they would not accept this in-between type of sexual orientation. But bisexuality is a valid sexual orientation, and those who identify as such know themselves and their preferences better than anyone else. Have you learned something new about bisexuality that you didn't know before? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and share this.
There you go. That's a video of it. Yeah, we just pretty much seen that video, so we're not gonna read what was said in this bit here. So we're just moving on. The next day, Charlie walks into class, sits down right next to Charlie, sits down to Nick, next to Nick, who's writing who's writing something on his piece of paper. And the two of them just look at each other and they say, "Hi, hi." They just say hi to each other. And Nick squeezes Charlie's cheeks together as two people look at him all in confusion. Charlie, at lunch, during lunch, Charlie tells him, "There's a bug in your hair," taking it out. At school's end, Nick tells Nick, "Well, see you tomorrow." Charlie, "Yeah, see you tomorrow." Tuesday, the two of them are talking to each other. Then we see a zoom out shot of two men, of two people. One named Eled, the other named Tao, just watching in silence. Tao. It's worse than I thought. He still hasn't given up on Nick Nelson. Wednesday, Charlie catches a football. Says, "Oh no." And some people just come up and tackle him. As Charlie just stares up blankly at everybody. He's like, "Holy shit, Charlie!" Oh, whoops. Charlie, sorry, Charlie, forgot how light you are. And he just says, okay. Nick runs up. Charlie, are you okay? Pulls him up. Charlie, yeah, I think so. So as he takes a step, all of a sudden there's a pain in his leg. He's like, oh, you're hurt. Nick just shouts out. Nick grabs Charlie by the arm, puts it around his shoulders. Says, Miss, I'm just getting Charlie an ice pack. And the three people just stare in silence. Sai. So now we see two people, Christian and Sai. Sai saying, "That's a bit. Back to the game, lads!" Someone shout. The coach shouts out loud. In the changing room, Nick gets an ice pack. Okay, this will be cold. I mean, I kind of expected that. Charlie says with a smile on his face. He didn't have to do this. Charlie tells him. Seriously, he says, blushing. I don't mind if you want to be a bit more distant at school. Hey! Nick, Nick says, looking up at him. Yeah, so this is where we're at right here. I promise I'm not doing anything I don't want to do. Just because I want to keep us a secret doesn't mean we have to start ignoring each other, he says. So then he puts his hands on both sides of on both around both sides of Charlie. Says also, we're not we're not we're not really acting differently to before we kissed. Apart from doing stuff like this. I I guess so. Charlie says in response with a small smile on his face. And then another kiss scene. I think that's supposed to be a hug, though. Probably is, but I'm not sure. But either way, so they do that, and as the kiss ends, Charlie says, I thought we weren't we were gonna try not to kiss at school," he says. Nick says, just one more kiss then. And then he does one more time. It is now Thursday, my dudes. The two of them are laying in the grass together. As Nick looks at Charlie and tells him, I looked up what bisexual means. I've been reading about it all week, and I think that might be me, he says, blushing. The leaves are falling around him. As Charlie takes Nick's hand, as Nick says, but I'm still not sure. That's okay, Charlie tells him. You don't have to be sure. You don't even have to think about it. Nick laughs. It's pretty much all I've been thinking about lately. Well, says Charlie, let me distract you then. And as they're about to kiss again, that's like the third, this would have been like the fourth one. They hear a rustle sound. The two of them sit back up, wonder what the heck what that noise was. And Nick rolls the arm away from him. Yeah, and it turns out there's just two random people walking their dog as both Nick's dog and their dog pretty much seem like they're looking at each other like, who are you? Meanwhile, Nick and Charlie have these looks on their faces. As the as the couple as the two people and the dog walk away after they watch them walk right here. There's a shot. We see Nick and Charlie look away from each other for a moment. When Nick just says, sorry, and Charlie looks at him. Don't be... Charlie sits right straight up. Don't be sorry! I feel bad, Nick says as he sits up too. Charlie, Nick, I understand. I promise. Can I have an extra kiss when we get back to your house? He just says out of the blue. Nick responds, yeah? Yeah! And then Nick's dog, woof! He's just like, what? They spend some time at the park playing with Nick's dog. As we see birds flying in the sky, and then just the sky itself as we transition to the next scene. It is now Friday, my dudes. So, Charlie tells Nick, it's kind of my birthday next Tuesday. Me and my friends are going bowling tomorrow, and I was gonna ask if you wanted to come, but you don't really know my friends, so you don't have to. Yes! Nick just says, it's like, yes, I want to go bowling. Who doesn't want to go bowling? Why the? He just like, yes. Thank you for sharing. Hey, London, how you doing tonight? And don't thank me for sharing a book that I was sharing anyway because it is technically still Pride Month. I'm reading this book because it's gonna be a decently fast read compared to all the other books that I got lined up over here for this. I still gotta finish Loveless, and I've yet to read the other two books. So I'm basically gonna be reading them all as fast as I possibly can. The teacher overhearing Nick shouting, yes! Nick, Charlie, keep it down, please. Thanks for giving me barely any time to get you a present. He says, Nick says with a nudge. He's like, and Charlie, you don't have to get me a present. You don't have to get me a present. Every time somebody were to tell me, you don't have to do this or you don't have to do that, I always say the same thing every single time. I know I don't have to, but it's not a matter of having to. It's a matter of wanting to. And I wanted to. So I'm gonna get you something. Whether you want me to or not, I'm gonna get it anyway. I've done this for a few people have told me that, and I say the same thing every time someone says that to me. Always. So if I was in this position, I'd be like, well, I know I don't have to, but it's not a matter of having to, but it's a matter of I want to, and I want to, so that's what I'm doing. I don't care what you say. Anyway. So it is the day of the bowling. So Nick gets out of his car. Now, just for clarity's sake, this is in the UK. So the car's vehicles. So if it looks like the wheel, the car's the steering wheel is on the wrong side, it's really because they're in the UK. I know based on the camera that you guys are seeing that it looks normal, but on my screen the steering wheel from my perspective, because like right now as it's live, it looks like it's on the right side for the American people, but on the book that I'm reading, it's actually on the side for the UK people. Anyway, Nick turns around and he sees the bowling sign as the bowling alley. Let me just say, I would love to go bowling again. I love bowling. Even though I'm not the best at it, I do love going bowling. It's really fun to me. It's really fun in my opinion. I've enjoyed it every time I've gone there. Food is pretty good as well. You know, just as long as they don't make it too damn greasy as fuck. But yeah, as long as the food is not greasy as hell, I'll be okay with the food. You know, that's how, because if you're dealing with greasy food and you're trying to play bowling, not a really good combination there. You know, it's not a good combination. But yeah, shout out to anybody that has gone bowling before. If you have gone bowling, what do you think? What have you thought of it? Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. Just tell me. If you've gone bowling before, what do you think of it? Anyway, as we continue on, Nick shuts the door as Charlie has apparently been waiting for him. Just says, "Hey!" and waves at him. Nick walks over to Charlie, and he just picks him up like a rag doll. Happy birthday! It's not my birthday till Tuesday. Charlie tells him. And Nick, and then Nick gives him a present, and Charlie says, "I said you didn't have to give me anything." And Nick says, "Well, and I ignored you. Am I the first person here?" Nick tells him, "No, you're actually the last." Oh, he's just like, "Oh, okay. We're over there, lane 7." And there it is, lane 7 right there. Lucky number 7, am I right? Yeah. So Charlie introduces Nick to his friends. That's Tal. Sorry in advance if he says anything rude to you. That's just the way he is. That's Aled. He's really shy, but I promise he's really nice. Hey, isn't that... Her name's Ellen now. She moved to the old girls' school last year after she came out as trans. Oh, here comes the transphobic people. Fuck off. Any transphobic people in the crowd can kindly piss off. I think she and Tao kind of like each other, but they haven't said anything about it to anyone. Kind of like us then? Nick with that face. Nick says with that face. Kind of like us then? And Charlie looks at it blushing. I guess so. And then they walk over to the lane and Charlie says, hey everyone. So, that's Charlie speaking. So everybody just looks at them. This is Nick. Hi, he says, waving at them. What name do you want me to put on the board? Aled says. Just Nick is fine. Nick, Nick goes over, respecting the name Ellie's name. Hey Ellie, how's Higgs school? Mostly the same as most name is Trum, but cleaner. As we put on the graphic, they used to do geography class together. So, yeah, don't mind. I know the background noise is going on. it's nothing bad. Nothing bad's going on. So I'm not gonna. So don't pay too much attention to it. So I got, hey, Tao! Hey! He says with a smile. Nick, we're gonna get drinks and chips before we start. Oh yeah, I wanna come, he shouts, but Tao gives him this look. So yeah, there's Tao when Nick was looking at him, like all happy, and then but when he looks away, Tao's like, I don't know what's going on there, but okay then. So, the first round of bowling has already started on the board, as Birthday Boy is 6-2. Alid with a smiley face got 3-2. Ellie, going under the name of Ellie Smells, got a strike. Beanie, aka Tao, got a 3 with no pins on the second one. And Nick got an 8 and then a spare. So yeah, so let me try to explain how bowling works real quick. So you got a bowling ball, and you got 10 pins at the far end of you. The object of the game is to get as all 10 pins knocked down. If you get it on the first shot, that is a strike. If you get it on the second attempt, it's a spare. Whatever pins you don't get in between those two rounds, you add it up, and that's part of the score. Okay, just so we're all clear on how it works. That's basically the whole gist of bowling. I know there's a lot more factors to it, but that's just the basic rules of bowling. But anyway, so in the middle of the next round, the bowling ball is rolled. I think that is Nick, or no, I think that's Charlie bowling using the bowling ball this time, right here. Yeah, right here. You got him, Nick, and Ellie watching on. So he gets a couple pins. Alan's turn. Nick looks like he's saying, "You got this, bro." Then they're eating some food. Strike! There's Ellie looking all superior while Kyle's like, "Oh man." There's Nick hugging Charlie, blushing while Charlie blushes. And then Charlie, looks like Nick won the first game. And it says, game 1 winner, Nick! Yes! He shouts. Ellie, no! I was so close. You totally cheated, Charlie tells him. Yeah? How? Oh yeah? How? Nick replies. You have really strong right arms. Oh, do I now? I thought you liked my arms. And Nick just, Charlie, shut up. So Tal, not paying attention to Alan and Ellie, is looking straight at Nick and Charlie. And he is not very happy whatsoever. Everyone ready for game 2? Alan says. I'm just gonna go pee, Nick says. Or not Nick, Charlie. Charlie says, I'm just gonna go pee. Alan, okay. So as Nick and Ellie are talking to each other, Tao is still very upset. It's gonna be interesting to say the least. Tao gets right back up and stands up. I'm gonna go talk to him. Huh? About what? Alan says. You know. and he looks at Nick. Alan, paying, following his gaze, sees he's talking about Nick as well. Alan trying to prevent him from doing something he likely will regret later. No, Tao, don't. I won't be long, he says. Charlie in the bathroom washes his hands, cleans his hair. Charlie? Charlie? He hears the door open, but we don't see any sound effects saying the door is open. But Charlie hears the door open and he says, Charlie? But he looks and he sees it's Tao. Oh hey Tao. Charlie, look, I'm saying this to you as a friend. You need to stop this thing with Nick Nelson. Charlie instantly. I think I'm gonna get more chips. Gotta get energized for game 2. I need to defend my title. Ellie and Nick say to each other respectively. Nick walks down to the bar and he gets some food as he hears some commotion going on outside. As he hears a commotion going on. He hears the commotion in the bathroom as he overhears. He's clearly straight and he's leading you on. What? Charlie asks him. He's flirting with you for a laugh, Tao tries to tell him. That's not true, Charlie says. Come on! Come on! Even I can tell he's flirting with you. And you think he's straight just because he doesn't look gay? Well, isn't he straight? Nick, overhearing this in silence. Charlie also. See? He knows he's just an attention seeker. Like Carrie and the rest of his classmates. He's not like that, Charlie says, looking at Tao. He starts to stutter. He's my... And Nick, outside, overhearing this, as Charlie thinks, he's my... Looking back looking back, would it be okay if we kept us a secret? And then that moment when Nick took his hand away from Charlie's. He's my friend. And Nick, just overhearing this, not sure how to think about this. But you clearly like him, Tao says. So what? So you're never gonna get over it until you cut him out of your life? Well, I'm not going to. Why do you keep nagging me about this? Nick is one of my best friends now, and that's not going to change, he shouts. I'm just worried. Worried about what? I'm just worried that one day he'll find out you like him and, I don't know, do something bad. Like a lot of his year 11 friends like Harry are kind of judgmental and exactly the sort of people who bullied you last year. I was the only one on your side back then, and I'm so scared that'll happen to you again. Charlie now looks at him, now stares at him, processing what he's saying. We weren't close with Alan and Ellie back then. They don't know what it was like. You used to be terrified to come to school. And I couldn't do anything to help. Why didn't you just say that? He said. Charlie tells him, putting his hands to his face. I promise, Nick's not like that. He's different. Trust me. You've just got to get to know him. Charlie tells Tao. Okay, fine, Tao says. But if he's if he even hints that he might be a dick, yeah, you'll report him to our head of house. I know. Charlie notices Nick over by the bar. Nick looks over, blushing, and waves at him. Charlie waves back at him and looks back at Tao, and Tao with this weird look on his face. Just go. I'll meet you back in our lane. So Charlie goes over to Nick, and Tao gives a little smile to him. Let's see if Tao really understands what's going on there. You getting more food? Charlie asks him. Nick. Yep, Charlie. You're gonna need it if you want to beat Ellie again. And then suddenly Nick just tells him, huh? Hey, what's this for? After the hug, Nick tells him, I'll tell you later. Yeah, you gotta have good time. The good times start now. Serious stuff can wait till later, right? So, and then Charlie says, okay. The waiter. The waiter then just comes up while the two of them look at him as he says, have you two been served? So many. Every time you see the leaves blowing, you know it's a transition. Ellie's so happy. Yes! I win! Why do I always lose? Says Tao. It's because you have such adorably short arms, Tiny Tao. Shut up! And don't call me that. Just stating the facts, Tiny. No need to blush. She just got that look on. Look at that look on her face, man. That is funny, man. Go away, he says. He looks away, blushing. The party is finally over. Oh, hold on. Alright. Sorry about that, family member. Needed a charger. So, yeah. Anyway, so now the party is over. Nick and. So Charlie and Wayne says, bye! Tao responds, see you on Monday. Nick, then Charlie looks at Alan. Thanks for coming, Alan. Thanks for inviting me. Oh, and Nick's really nice. You're. I'm glad you two are. Um. I'm glad he's here. He's trying to say something, but Nick's not sure how to. But he's not sure how to say it to Nick, or he doesn't know how to say it to Charlie. And Alan, bye. He turns and he walks away, and Charlie's like, bye. Nick comes out of the bathroom, literally, and even says, just went to the bathroom right there. It's like, what I miss? Everyone had to go. My dad won't be here for another 10 minutes, so shall we go sit? He says as he folds Nick's, you know, this, this right here. Yeah, he's folding that. Okay. By the way, Tao and Ellie really do like each other, don't they? Yep. None of them will admit it, though. So then they sit down at a table with some drinks. Charlie already finished with his before Nick could even drink his. So You want to open my present? Nick just tells him. Oh, as long as you don't mind? I kind of want to see your reaction, he says. So, so Charlie gets the present envelope, it's a present, rips it open, and he stares at it blushing. And it's a picture of them, uh, it's a picture of them in the middle of winter with the title Snow Day with a heart. Picture of Nick, Charlie, and Nick's doggo. And Nick's dog. You decorated this yourself? He says with a smile. Yeah, sorry I didn't have time to buy you anything. That was one of my favorite days ever, so... Char- Charlie looks at him, and then hides behind the picture and says, I want to kiss you so bad right now. And Nick just blushes out of the blue. So they notice they're out in public. So Nick grabs a nearby menu, puts it close to them, and he says, okay, okay. Are you sure? Charlie says, yeah. And then there's a quick kiss scene. Don't worry, it's not going to be flashed out like we've seen twice now. But there's a quick kiss scene, and then Charlie has his head on Nick's shoulders, nuzzling him. Hey. And this is where Nick lets him know. Hey, I overheard you and Tao in the bathroom earlier. Charlie immediately looks right up at him. And he says, oh, oh no. Nick tells him, you don't believe what he said, do you? I'm not, I'm not just doing this for a laugh or attention. No! Of course not! Charlie shouts, letting him know. Well, he doesn't shout, but he just lets him know he doesn't believe it. Yeah, I don't know why I thought you'd believe that. Tao can be very forceful about his opinions, just like so many other people in this world, no matter which side of the coin they're on. So now they are holding hands, and Nick said, I'm so scared. I'm just doing to you what Ben did to you." No, Charlie. Charlie puts his hand on Nick's mouth. Says, "No, you're nothing like him." And Nick, with a smile, okay. I wish being out wasn't so terrifying to me. You and so many other people, Nick. Charlie included. Yeah, I've been there. So Nick looks up at him, but then looks down. I remember when you used to get bullied. I wish I'd helped you or done something. I don't know. Charlie then says, but you didn't even know me then. I wish I had known you, he says. I wish I'd known then what I know now. And we see a picture of Nick wearing his uniform with with Charlie's back on him. With him looking at Charlie in his imagination. Maybe then I would have helped. Hey! Charlie then pokes him with a straw. No being sad on my birthday, he says with a smile. I thought it wasn't your birthday till Tuesday, says, poking him. Ah! Isn't that what you said? He says, and Charlie just laughs. Nick! He shouts out all happy, and Nick just smiles. then we see a picture of the two of them just smiling at each other. Then we play. Then we hear some. Then we hear some music. Oh, that's my phone. Hi, Dad. Okay, we'll be out in a sec. We see a picture of Nick looking, smiling at Charlie. It is now May, 2 weeks later, 2.5 weeks later from what happened. Hurry up, Nick, you'll be late for fourth period. Sorry, sir. He's been, he's writing something down using his, binder. He is trying to do some math. And he's all kinds of confused. He's not sure what. Yeah, I don't know what kind of math that is. But yeah, he's all kinds of confused about it. And as he's busy walking, he suddenly bumps into Charlie. Oh, hey, Charlie tells him. Oh, hey! I thought you had Spanish right now. Charlie tells him. Yeah, I was supposed to, but yeah, it's a spring concert they got going on. Truman Grammar School for boys and Harvey Grammar School for girls. That's what's going on here. You can see right there. Our school orchestra is doing a joint concert thing with the girls' school, and they needed me to play drums for the rehearsal. Ooh, that's cool. What are you doing? Did you forget to do your math homework again? Asks him. Well, I was gonna do it last night, but yeah. So you see a picture of an Xbox controller. Oh yeah, somebody Xbox are like, yeah, Xbox, woo! Anyway, got some games on the bed. The two of them kissing with Nick in the background. You came over and yeah, and Charlie. Oh, I forgot. And then Nick. Nick then brings up his homework. I'm stuck on a question anyway. And Charlie just helps him instantly. Oh, you just got to deal with them with each term individually. Nick, how are you better at math than I am? You're in the year below me. And Charlie just laughs as we see a picture of somebody with what is that? A flute or a clarinet? What is that? I don't know what that is, but we see somebody watching them. It's her. I yeah. It's a. I don't. It's been a while since I last read Heartstopper Volume 1. I should have read that real quick before I read this, but whatever. If you know her, you know her. That's all I'm gonna say. Wow, Nick says all like like what's the word I'm looking for? Inspiring, I guess. I don't know. That's some. Guess I'm just really smart. Charlie tells him. You are, Nick says in response. Someone yells out, Charlie, we need you on drums. Charlie, see you later. Charlie! Yeah, I'm here. And Nick puts his hand in his hair. Hey, Nick? Nick turns. Now I see the name of the person, so I can say it. It's Tara. Or Tara. Tara, however you want to pronounce it. Tara, you're in hip school orchestra? Yep, I'm not that good, but we did a play with film music, so it's pretty fun. You and Charlie Spring still getting along well then? She says, looking at Charlie. Nick looks at him too after asks that. We need a simple 4/4 rock beat, okay? Okay, Charlie says. Oh, yeah, yeah. Tara smiles at him. And Nick thinks back to when Tara came out and told him she's gay. Actually, well, he says, holding his binder tightly. Tara smiles at him. With the most surprised expression on her face, trying to hold her instrument together. You are? She asks. I mean, we haven't, made it official, but yeah. Please don't tell anyone, though. Tara. Don't worry, I won't. You guys are keeping it on the down low? Nick looks at Charlie as he says, yeah. And he sees Charlie playing on the drums. Hello, Zoltan. How you doing tonight? Or how you doing today? Where are you from? I'm not going to specify my exact location, but I am from the U.S. Yes, so far, split in the middle, probably more than any other country in the world. Um, well, with the exception of maybe a, a few of them. We are one of the more divided countries in the world, I can tell you that much. But yeah, I am from the U.S., and that's all you're gonna get from me. I'm not gonna say exactly where I'm from. Taurus smiles at him. you're you're the first person I've told. Does it feel good to have told someone? She says, leaning against the wall. Yeah, Nick tells her. It really does. And Tara. So we got somebody who notices her, and as she's talking to Nick. I remember when me and my girlfriend first told our friends. Some of them were surprised, but a couple of them were like, "Haha, we known for ages." I guess we were that good at being low. What the hell was that? Oh, my glasses. That's just my glasses. There we go. I guess we were that good at being low at being low key. Being low key. Yeah, in case you weren't paying attention, his friend notices her. So as she's talking to Nick, she slowly creeps up on her. There you go. What's this book about? It looks. Okay, so this is the volume two. Okay, so Heartstopper is this book of Heartstopper is the second volume of what is looking to be of six, because volume five is coming out, and it's said that volume six will be the final volume of the story involving Nick and Charlie. I haven't read that far into it yet. I'm this far, and so basically, to put it simply, this is a book about two characters named Nick and Charlie, and I have one of the novellas as well. You have Nick and Charlie who are in the middle of trying to think, like, they meet each other in the first volume, and then by the midway point, it seems like they both are having a bit of feelings for each other. Um, so by that point, then we get to the kiss scene with them at the end of the story, and now we're continuing with this one where Nick is trying to discover himself here, because he feels like he is attracted to Charlie, but he also feels like he should be attracted to girls, to the point to where Charlie actually asked him, "Do you think you might be bisexual?" And Charlie and well, not Charlie and Nick in a scene in this book looks up a YouTube video, which I ended up watching one to make it more fitting for the scene. So we do that, and then so he does that, and then he feels like he probably is. Now, there's he's still not entirely sure about it, but he just let somebody else know that like as we just read, he let Tara or Tara, I think it's Tara. He let her know that the two of them might be going out with each other because he remembers that she once came out to him that she was gay. On top of that, we also have a character who is now a transgender female. Good luck trying to think about that in America because God forbid you got a group of people in this damn country that hate transgender females, let alone men who dress in drag as a female. But yet they don't seem to have a problem with transgender men or women that dress in drag for some women that dress in drag, which would be in male clothing for some reason. Wonder why that is. Anyway, but yeah, so this book is basically us looking in the journey of Nick trying to see at himself, trying to find himself in the midst of these newfound feelings that he has for Charlie. That's pretty much the gist of the book. So yeah, so Tara's friend just jump scares her using their horn. Boop! Darcy! She shouts at her. Darcy just laughs. Got you! And Tara, oh my god, I hate you! She says while smiling. So, this is Nick. Darcy looks at him. Hi? Nick says, because I don't think because he's never met Darcy before. But Darcy has heard about her. Probably like how Nick has heard about Darcy but never seen her. This is Darcy Olsen, my girlfriend. Darcy just like, Darcy in shock looks at him. He knows? Well, I have I'm going out with Charlie Spring. The two of them then look back at Charlie. Who, who, I guess instinctively looks at them because he notices they're looking at him and he's like, what you guys looking at me for? And Darcy just has a nice smile on her face. She comes to the realization as Nick waves at Charlie. Don't mind the background noise. Don't mind the background. It's my nephew and my niece and possibly my nephew is watching something on the TV in there. So don't mind it. What? Darcy just shouts. What? We found another one. Shh! You can't tell anyone. Tara tells her. She won't. She won't tell anyone. Uh, okay. Hey, Nick! Oi, oi! A girl on each arm! Get in there, my son! A girl on each arm! Get in there, my son! And they all just look at him with that blank stare. Why are straight people like this? Because depending on the straight person we're talking about here, because they're assholes, pretty much. Yeah. Either they don't understand how it works, or they're just complete and utter assholes. So, Nick, you're not going out with anyone? Darcy asks him. I guess not. He says with his hand in his hair. Do you want to be? Tara looks at her. She says that. Nick thinks about this. I feel I don't really understand. I feel like I don't really understand myself enough yet. Like, I'm not even sure what I identify as. That book sounds cool. How much do you like the book? I'm enjoying it. I've enjoyed reading volume 1, plus the novella that I read along with it when I first read that book. And I'm enjoying this book too. Trust me, I am a lot more in support of the LGBTQ plus community. I'm not in the community, but I am in support of that community because I've known people that have been a part of that community since the second half of my high school years. So like 2012 to 2014, somewhere around there. And I say 2014, well, it was like 2012, 2013. Because by 2014, I was graduating high school by that point. So, yeah, even I failed fifth grade. So I want, once. So I feel like I wonder what would have happened to me had I not failed fifth grade and had I not met that person who was a lesbian. And yes, by that point, people in my school were starting to realize who they were. And I knew some of them were gay, some of them were lesbian. But yeah, but my first experience was one of the people in my choir class was a lesbian. And I was in support of that, the only people I will not support are just assholes. Whether they're straight or LGBTQ plus, I don't care. If you're an asshole, I don't respect you. That's just the gist of it. But if you are a good person, I will respect you because you deserve it. And trust me, I will know. That's why I don't support any of the anti-LGBTQ plus people because they're pretty much assholes. I don't support racist people. I don't support misogynistic people. I don't support the negative feminist people and the are positive feminists, people that actually want women's rights instead of women that just want to try to make men look bad just because they could. I don't like those type of people. Basically, any negative-ist out there, I don't like them at all. They can kindly piss off. Because I want nothing to do with them. Getting back to the book. Darcy. That's okay. Tara didn't know she was a lesbian until we kissed like 6 times. Hey! She looks at her blushing. Tara looks at Darcy blushing. Nick, don't feel like you need to come out to anyone unless you feel ready. Rumors spread so fast around our schools. That can be really hard to deal with if you barely know who you are. She says as both Darcy and her as Tara and Darcy look at Charlie who's talking to somebody. We don't know who and we don't know what they're talking about, so we're moving on. Nick looks over. That's true. That's true. Then somebody says, Tara! Tara! Yeah, thank you for knocking. Hold on. Yeah, I hope my nephew wasn't caught on camera. Because he decided to get in my room and lock the door. Well, he decided to get in my room and lock the door. I don't know if you guys seen him or not. So yeah. For some reason he kept opening and shutting my door for some reason. And then because, all kinds of crazy stuff just happened. So hopefully he wasn't caught on camera. Anyway, we're back onto this bit. Tara! Darcy! We're running from the top! Darcy, we better go. We'll see you again soon, okay? Message us. We need to go on a double date or something. Dar- so, so Tara saying we'll see you again soon, message us. And Darcy saying we should go on a double date. Hold on. Alright. So yeah, there's Tara saying, uh, see you soon again. We'll see you again soon, okay? Message us. And Darcy saying we should go on a double date or something. Nick waves at them. Bye! I completely understand why you respect only those who deserve it. Yeah, okay, first off, yeah, I do that for a reason. And number two, as far as anything goes, eh, let's just say my nephew is like one of those little loud, rowdy kids that don't know when to stop when they are told to stop. Let's just say that much about him. That's pretty much all he does. That's all he is. He has his good moments, but the problem is he's usually the type of loud person that doesn't know when to stop, even when he's told to stop. And he is almost a teenager. I'm not going to say his exact age for reasons, but he is almost a teenager. And that's going to be a fun number of years to deal with him. Because if you know anything about teenagers, they always like to act like they know more than the adult. And it's like, no you don't, buddy. No you don't. Not at all. Mm-mm. So Nick says bye to his friends. Then he thinks for a moment, turns around and says, I am super late for math! He is in so much trouble. The leaves fall once again. And we got a notebook entry of something here going on. I don't know. But they are playing. What is that? Oh, let's see if we can find this song actually. Let me see here. Huh. they actually they actually got a song. I thought that was like a made up song, but it's actually true. He is currently playing, and I just looked it up and it's real. He is listening to Boyfriend by Best Coast on his phone. If you've heard that song, you've heard of it. I haven't. So yeah, he's playing that song. But here we got a shot of Nick and Charlie on the floor, studying. It looks like Nick looks up at Charlie. Charlie's looking at his book, at his textbook, and he looks up and he sees Nick looking at him. And Charlie blushing, putting his textbook up. You're staring, Charlie, or Nick with his hand up, with his cheek in his hand. You're cute. Charlie, in an embarrassed rage, says, "Do your revision!" Throws something at him. I don't even know what he throws like, there's like three things on the, he's like throws something at him, but I don't know what he, I'm guessing he threw his pen, he threw his pen, that's what it was. He throws his pen at Nick and it hits him on the head as he laughs. So then the two of them bring their hands together again. Hey, so you know I saw Tara at the rehearsal the other day. Oh, what do you think? How will the story end? On a cliffhanger. It's gonna end on a cliffhanger. That's what I think. Yeah. But no, in seriousness, it's probably gonna end how you might expect it to end, with the two of them finally coming together and, you know, fully embracing how they feel about each other. But yeah, I do expect that to be the ending, you know, for real. Anyway, oh, yeah? Did you know she was a lesbian? She's a lesbian? What? He shouts out, "What?" He's like, "What?" Oh, he's shocked. Apparently he wasn't told. Nick laughs. "She's got a girlfriend too." "What?" "Oh my god." Charlie blushes. "I was jealous of her for ages because I thought you and her might, you know, get together or something." And Nick just blushes profusely. And Nick grabs a hold of Charlie. "Oh, that's really cute." "Shut up! I'm so embarrassed," Charlie tells him. Anyway, I told her. I told her we're going out. What? Charlie's like, whoa, what? Was that okay? Nick asks him. Charlie, with pretty much the most with the most love-struck face you will probably ever see. "Oh my god, that's amazing! Oh my god!" And Nick's just laughing hysterically. "You're amazing," Charlie tells him. And then they kiss again. And then they kiss on the floor when they should be studying, but they're kissing. I think that means you don't mind I told her. You told someone. You came out to someone. "I did." And then and Nick looks at him, and they kiss again. Kissing some more, and then for a brief moment, "Going out with you is like a dream," Charlie tells Nick. And then they kiss again. And again, they're kissing when they should be studying, but they're kissing, so whatever. And yeah, they keep going at it for 3 more screens, for 3 more pictures. And when they stop, sorry, that was sorry, was that was that too much? No, you surprised me. Okay. And then they kiss some more. And then we get an up close shot of the door. That didn't mean to rhyme, shush. Then the door starts to open. Nick and Charlie get up as Charlie's sister opens into the door. And she's like, Tori, I didn't hear you get home. Charlie says, "What's up? I got you those pins you wanted. Oh, thanks." And Nick's over here like, "Oh my god, what the did she just see?" Tori looks at him. What? She glances over to Charlie. "Well done," she says as she turns around to leave. And Charlie, well, I don't think you need to guess how he's feeling right now. Okay, she's gone. Shutting the door. Nick? Charlie looks at Nick, who's on the floor in an almost fetal position, I guess. Hey, it's okay. She'd never tell anyone without asking me first. Sorry. I guess... Wait, it's more he than he. Okay. So Nick says, sorry. I guess people knowing about us still makes me panic. Hey, it's okay. She'd never tell anyone without asking me first. Nick, you don't need to feel bad about feeling like that. I don't expect you to be okay with coming out to everyone at once. That's true. your, your hair. Charlie says, messing with Nick's hair. I need a haircut. And then Charlie kisses him on the forehead. So now we're going from leaves to flowers. So are you sure you want me to come with you next Saturday? Charlie asked from Nick. Yeah! You invited me out with your friends, so you should come out with me. You should come out with mine. I feel like your friends don't like me, though, Charlie tells him. No. That's just Harry, who's a dickhead, and isn't even gonna be there. What's your favorite book so far I've read? Oh, that is a good question. What is my favorite book so far I have read? As far as the streams go, I would have to say my favorite books that I've read, because I know there's probably more than one, are Jurassic Park, which, fun fact, I am actually thinking about rereading, because when I look back to those streams when I was reading that book, my head, like, the camera's like right here, so like the camera's like right here, my head is like right here, so you could barely even see me. So I'm going to be reading that book again to fix that. I don't know when, but I do plan on rereading that book, and it will certainly be before we read this book right here that my finger is on. You probably can't see it. It's just barely out. It's like Yeah, it's just like barely out of shot. But it's this book right here that my finger is currently on. That is the Jurassic Park sequel, The Lost World Jurassic Park. Or Jurassic Park The Lost World, however you want to put it. I don't really give a shit. But yeah, so there's that. So yeah, it will definitely be read again before I read The Lost World. That is a given. Who knows, I'll probably make a dinosaur month and, like, make a dinosaur thing and read Jurassic Park and then The Lost World when I get to that book. Who knows? We'll see. It depends. But yeah, but we got Jurassic Park, the teenagers died to world domination, the pursuit of life, liberty, advice on life, liberty, and the pursuit of awesomeness. Um, Her Perfect Family, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I just read, and I'm looking to read the sequel at some point. And if I had to pick a fifth book, Pen Pal. But remember, all these books that I've read, I like them all for their own reasons. I've yet to read a book that I don't like. But I will say there is a book that I have behind this wall of books. It's like somewhere in this area that is definitely not kid friendly in the slightest. And I will be putting an 18 plus rating on it. Because, like, it's going to be like NC-17 rating stuff going on in that book. So yeah, you definitely know no kid, I will not allow any kid watch me read that book. Because that is some very adult-oriented stuff going on in that book. But yeah, those are my top five favorite books right at the moment. But like I said, I've enjoyed all the books I've read so far. Yeah. But anyway, so Nick reassures Charlie, that's just Harry who's a dickhead and isn't even gonna be there. How much you wanna bet he's gonna be there uninvited? Because when you read enough books and you watch enough movies, you know a person who said, oh yeah, they're not gonna be there. They're totally gonna be there. We all know it. Come on. Okay. Charlie tells him, yeah. Wait. Charlie, see you on Monday? Yeah. Charlie glances over his shoulder, makes sure nobody's watching. And then he kisses Nick. Again. You know, their goodbye kiss for the time being. Text me later, Nick says on his way out. I will, Charlie responds back. Tori just happens to show up as soon as Nick leaves. And Charlie's got this face on him. Hey, Charles. And Charlie looks back at her. Jesus, how did you just appear out of nowhere? Older sister magic, Tori tells him. Sips on her drinks on her, takes a sip of her drink. So you're going out with him? Yeah. You can't tell anyone, okay? Nick's working things out. He's not even out to his mom. Come on, I'm not an idiot. Your secret's safe with me, she reassures him. Yeah, because she knows. I think Charlie has already come out to his parents by now. Nick is still trying to figure himself out right at this moment. He hasn't come out to his mom yet, but you know he's going to at some point. Whether it's in this book or a future book, you just know he's going to be coming out at some point. I'm happy for you, she smiles. She says, smiling. You've liked him for ages. Charlie blushing a little bit at that. And she just walks, and Charlie walks right by her. Shut up. By the way, are you sure you want to hang out with his friends? She asks him, and he stops dead in his tracks. I've seen them at parties. They're kind of they're not like your friends. Charlie thinks about this for a moment. I'll be fine. She looks back at him, but then goes back to sipping on her drink. Alright. The next Saturday, they're at the cinema. They're now at the cinema. Charlie's dad looks at him. Pick up at 10 p.m., okay? Yep, Charlie says, taking his seatbelt off. Charlie's dad looks at him in concern. Charlie notices. What? If any of these boys say anything, does anything nasty, you just call me, okay? Charlie looks at him, thinking about what he said. Nick's gonna be there. I'll be fine, he says as he gets out of the car. His dad, though, not entirely, still concerned about that. He walks over to the outside of the cinema. Nick notices him and waves. Hey! Hey! Your hair! Charlie notices the haircut. I know, it's so short. Is it bad? Yep, it's terrible, Charlie tells him. Oh, really? Yeah, right, you like it. Charlie's smacking him on the arm. Shut up! They walk across the road. As Nick notices something. Hey, you look nervous. Well, your friends, he says. You find them intimidating? Well, yeah. I don't know. They probably all just think I'm this gay nerd. Well, you are kind of a gay nerd, Nick says with a smug look on his face, with that joking look on his face. Shut up, rugby lad! Charlie tells him, as smacking him on the chest, like right up here, as Nick laughs. Don't worry, I'll look after you, Nick tells him. Okay, Charlie says in response. I fucking called it. What was it that I said earlier? What did I say earlier? I said certain somebody he said a certain somebody wasn't going to be there. I said he was going to be there. And it's not like Harry's gonna be here. Harry looks over. He did bring him. Nick looks over at Charlie, who has a serious look on his face. Charlie, I'm not gonna let someone like him intimidate me. He just says right to him. So Nick and Charlie walk over to them. Hey guys, you all know Charlie, right? Charlie says, "Hi," waving at them. So everybody stares at them. Christian and Cy say, "Hey Charlie, you all right, mate? You all right, mate?" And so the two of them talk with Charlie. But Nick notices Harry laughing at them. He notices Harry laughing. Now you all know we're gonna see some bullshit going down here. We all know that what's gonna happen. So we don't exactly know what movie they're watching, but we do know it's a horror movie. So what would you say was a good horror movie that came out in the 2020? That was in the what movie would you say would be a good horror movie to watch in the movie theater? Just think about that. Ah, I forgot to ask. Are you okay with horror movies? Nick asks him. Nick asks Charlie. Yeah, I love horror. Charlie asks him. Charlie says in response. I will stand for the record. I do love horror movies, particularly the. It's like the more realistic the movie, the more I'm gonna like it. But that's not to say movies that do not have that are not realistic are terrible. Because I am a fan of a number of horror movies that involve things that are, fictionalized or made up, because they're fake. I am a fan of some of that. I'm a fan of Chucky. I'm a fan of Freddy. I don't know about Jason. I'm a fan of Michael Myers. Um, I've watched many different movies based on non-realistic horror characters and movies going on that. But I am such a big fan of realistic horror. Like, I even have the original the Blu-ray disc version of the original 1972 classic, The Last House on the Left. This movie, if you don't know anything about this movie, to put it simply, let's put it to you this way. This movie was rated R for, it says, rated R for sadistic ritual violence, including a rape and disturbing images, language, nudity, and some drug use. This unrated version contains material different from the original R-rated version. This is the unrated 1972 version of Wes Craven's classic that basically put his name in the horror movie map. And if this didn't, Hills Have Eyes certainly did. And if either of those two movies didn't, you bet your bottom dollar Freddy Krueger did. So yeah, that is the original 1972 version of Last House on the Left, not the 2009 remake. And yes, I have seen that movie. And yes, it is very crazy with some of the moments that happen in it. And at this point, I'm not really gonna watch it because I have no reason to at the moment. I really don't need to. And even if I did, what's to say a kid's not gonna randomly come up onto one of my streams? Because you know how kids like to play Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty when they really shouldn't be? Because that is way beyond their age limit. Way beyond it. So let's say they wouldn't watch that kind of movie. Hmm? Anyway. Going on to the next. What the hell happened? I don't know what happened with this page, but okay. Anyway. So Nick, well, I get really scared, so sorry if I scream really loud in your ear. Well, I'll be right next. I'll be next to you if you need to hold my hand. Charlie tells him as with a nudge. Both of them. Charlie looks at. Charlie notices Harry looking at him. Nick is still looking at Charlie. But as Charlie looks away, Harry looks at Nick, who is now looking at Harry. Hey, let's get popcorn! Nick says, pulling Nick or Charlie by the sleeve. Oh, I'm not very hungry, to be honest. I want to assume he doesn't like popcorn for some reason, but whatever. But then we got that, and we see Harry and one of his friends walking past him. I don't know if it's good not to be alone for them. Alright, Zoltan, have a good rest of your night. I hope I pronounced your name correctly, by the way, because I hate mispronouncing names. But I hope you have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you whenever I see you. Have a good rest of your night. Oh, you can honestly just use me as like that video that you listen to before you fall asleep. I'm just saying. You don't have to say anything. You can just have me as your sleeping. What do you call it? Your sleeping aid, I guess. You get some though. Charlie tells him, putting his hand in his hair. So Nick brushes brushes Charlie's arm. Hey, seriously, seriously, Char, are you okay? He asks him point blank. I honestly had no idea he'd be here. I wouldn't have suggested we'd come if I'd known. Nick tells him. Charlie just looks at him, and he asks, Char? Nick just blushing profusely. Oh, wow, that just slipped out. Oh my god, say it again. No! Go on! No! I like it, it's cute. Now I'm never calling you it again, Nick says with his hands completely in his face. Completely flustered by what Charlie was doing. Now we're in the movie theater, and you hear some kind of music. What we got going on here? You know what? If I had to pick 2019-2020, I would say the horror movie I would go for, sort of, would be Us by from Jordan Peele, because I remember watching that movie in the theater. And the funny thing was, by that point, I heard literally nothing about this movie. I did not watch any of the trailers. I did not see who was in the movie. I didn't even know who was involved in the making of the movie. I knew literally nothing about this movie. But I was just like, let's watch it. And I watched it. And to this day, I still think it's a really good horror movie for what it's worth. Especially when you have an ending that very much made me think of Alfred Hitchcock. And I will still say that to the end of time. That movie had an Alfred Hitchcock like ending. Where you don't know what's gonna happen, but like it's like one of because like Alfred Hitchcock always has those type of movie endings where like not always like most of the time, but if not always, he will have this story ending that basically makes you think of, okay, what's gonna happen next, but we're likely not gonna get a sequel. Hey Dragon, hello Demon, how you doing today? Haha, it's like ASMR. Um, what? My reading? My reading? Yeah. Do you know ASMR? Yes, I do. I do know ASMR. But it's not where. See, I'm talking in a more in my natural voice. I know with ASMR they they have this microphone that is made specifically for ASMR. So they basically do it in a sort of whispery kind of voice. And then they do that. Yes, I know what ASMR is. People listen to those and fall asleep. Yeah, that is sort of what ASMR is supposed to be, really. Especially when a number of them actually acknowledge that they're trying to help you fall asleep. Um, yeah. So yeah, I know what ASMR is. But anyway, we're in the movie theater. Nick and Charlie are sitting next to each other, feet barely touching. You hear the music slowly build up. Nick is like, oh my god, what's about to happen? Charlie's like, okay, what's about to happen? Oh my god, I'm scared. Jumps, and then, jump scare! Just, and Nick's just sweating profusely. Charlie's like, I'm scared too, but goddamn, bro, calm down. He is really freaking out over here. Sorry. Let's see, Jordan Peele is so creative. Yes, I actually have. I've seen the movie Us. One of the one of those horror movie compilations, like DVD compilation DVD sets that you see. I have his very first movie that he made, Get Out. I have that one. I have never seen that before. I know that he's done Nope and X, also which I've never seen at right currently. I have not seen any of them yet, but I have heard of them. But I loved his movie Us, and I want to see the other three now. But I'll watch them whenever I'm in the mood for watching Jordan Peele. So Nick, sorry, rubbing his hair again. And that's Charlie saying it. And then Nick looks at him. And then he looks down over to Harry, more often than not. And he looks down, and then he just looks down, thinking. Then he looks back at Charlie, who is looking at the screen. And then we see a shot of their hands as Nick takes his hand under the armrest and is about to touch Charlie's hand. What the hell? Jeez, that talk about a jump scare. I just thought I jumped because I heard a noise out there. Yeah, so Charlie, blushing, looks down and he notices one pinky, one pinky, one pinky touching the other. He looks over at Nick, who looks over at him back. And Charlie just tells him, "You're a dork." And then they fully hold hands. With the leaves a blowing, that means that we are going to another scene. And they are now leaving the movie theater. Like, the theater, it's not the building, but the theater. Just so we're all clear on what I mean by that. That was so scary. For you, maybe. Oh, you so jumped at all the jump scares. I did not. That was Nick and Charlie, respectively. So Nick saying it was so scary. Charlie saying for you, maybe. Nick saying you jumped at all the jump scares. Charlie shouting, I did not. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna delve into Harry being Harry. AKA a fucking dick. Tell him, yeah, his name is Harry. He should just be called Dick at this point. So as Nick and Charlie are talking, let's see, I watched all the Key and Peele clips on YouTube, funny stuff. Oh yeah, I've heard of Key and Peele. I know they had a show on Comedy Central. I haven't seen it. But I have seen some moments. I do know, I think it was Jordan Peele. I remember when he did that whole thing with Barack Obama, where he was playing as Obama's anger translator, and it was such a funny moment. I love that moment. It's one of the funniest, one of the funniest things I've ever seen that involved a president ever that I can recall. Well, unless you want to say, every time Trump's hair gets blown in the wind and it just about looks like it's gonna fall off at any second now. To the one time when Biden accidentally tripped on the stairs, which was kind of funny. You can find comedy in anything revolving around presidents as long as you don't take it too damn seriously. But yeah, with Jordan Peele and that whole thing with Barack Obama made me laugh. It was funny. But yeah, I haven't seen Key and Peele too much. I do know of it, but I mainly have seen Peele's movie Us, and that's it. That's all as far as I can tell. So now Harry comes up right behind him, arms around both men. So, Charlie Spring, what's it like being gay? Charlie, very. You could tell by the face he is very uncomfortable with what's about to happen. It's fine, he says, taking Harry's arm off him. You don't seem that gay, to be honest. I mean, you sound sort of gay, but that's it. Do you like musicals? Look at that creepy ass face on him, man. You like musicals? Harry! Can you just fuck off, please? Nick gets in front of Charlie. Gets in front of Charlie, telling Harry off. What sort of guys do you like then? Harry asks. I don't know. What about Zayn Malik? He's pretty sexy. Charlie having enough of his shit, I guess. Harry, for fuck's sake. What about Nick? You think he's hot? Charlie, really having enough of his shit. Is really having enough of his shit. Nick looks all concerned and looks at Harry. That's not really my type, Charlie says with a I guess just to get the heat off of him. Just says that. Both Nick and Harry look at him. Harry walks up front. Nah, you so have a crush on him. No, you do. And Nick's just standing there. Then, you'd so jump on that dick. Nick grabs the back of Harry's shirt and pushes him away. Come on, let's go. It is now 10 o'clock. Dad texts him. Charlie's dad texts him. I'm here. My dad's here. I have to go. Charlie. Nick tries to say something. Hey, wait. Wait, huh? Charlie looks to him. God, I'm so sorry. It's fine. No! Harry was being an absolute twat, and the others were being really unfriendly to you. We should have just left. It's fine, Nick. It's honestly fine. I'm used to it by now. Nick, without saying another word. Hey, no. It's not fine. You're always covering for me. Because you're the kindest, most thoughtful and sweet and amazing person in the world. But I don't want you to have to do that anymore. Nick. Next thing you know. Yeah, Charlie's dad honked the horn. I really need to go. So Charlie and Nick look up at each other. Charlie looks down a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if he's looking at his lips or something. But then he looks right back up. Message me later? Yeah. And then Charlie leaves without another word. So Nick turns. Because he knows he's got a situation, he's got a problem he's got to fix. And it's all of his friends laughing at him. Laughing about something. And Nick confronts them all. Go on then. What's your problem with Charlie? They all stay. They all just say nothing for a moment. Well, he doesn't exactly fit in with us, does he? Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't bring some gay kid and expect us to automatically like him. So that's the problem with him being gay. Come on, Nick. None of us are homophobic here. That's what he says. You can shut the fuck up. You made him so uncomfortable with all your gay questions. Oh wow, someone needs to learn how to take a joke. You weren't joking though, were you? You just saw the perfect opportunity to make someone feel like shit. As usual. I'm sure he can deal with it. He's probably used to it by now. And then it strikes, and immediately he thinks back to Charlie. I'm used to it by now. Harry shoves him. Aw, you're getting so angry. You just can't help wanting to protect him, can you? Because he's a pathetic little... Yes, he really did say that. And Nick is just pissed off. Immediately grabs Harry by the shirt and punches him right in the face. Can't really see it because it's a... It just punches him right in the face. He deserved that fucking punch. Calling somebody a fag? Fuck you. And the friends suddenly go around him. They don't suddenly get involved. Nick! Fuck! Don't! And Nick just freezes as Harry punches him right in the face. And he blacks out. Later in the car, you see Nick's mother looking at him, his dog, and Nick holding something up to his nose. You gonna tell me what happened? There's not really anything to tell. Nick, come on, baby. Nick still holding the bloodied tissue or something. Harry was saying really nasty stuff about Charlie. He's been really gross and mean about Charlie for ages, and I just finally lost it. I'm so angry at myself for not seeing how horrible all my friends are until now. Oh, baby, you know fighting's not the answer. I know, but he was being really shitty. Nicholas, sorry. Charlie's a really special friend, isn't he? He looks at her as she says this, and he perks his head up, not sure what to say. She looks at him, and with sparkles in his eye, you can see there's sparkles in his eyes. He squeezes his dog, and he looks away from his mother. Leaves flow by as he says, "Yeah." He looks out the window. Yeah, he is. The leaves are blowing as we now see Charlie in bed. He looks at his phone his phone buzzes as Nick texts him, "Hey, you awake?" Charlie sees this, sits back up and taps. Always. Nick. I'm so sorry about tonight. All my friends are assholes. Charlie. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have agreed to come. Nick. Hey! No! You're not allowed to say the S word! Tapping away on the message. Still tapping away. I don't want to be friends with those guys anymore. Like, I thought if I could show them how cool and lovely you are, they might stop being dicks, but it didn't work. Nick, Charlie. Cool and lovely? Nick, well, you are. Charlie, I don't expect you to dump your friends for me. Nick. Oh, they're dumped. They're all dumped. Anyone who's mean to you is officially dumped forever. Charlie. Cy and Christian from rugby are nice, and Otis sometimes. But yeah, I don't think any of the others like me. Especially Harry. But yeah, so Charlie taps on his phone, and Nick says, "Nick, to be honest, I don't think I have many good friends. I don't really have any very close friends apart from you. I'm really sorry." So Nick looks at his phone after he types after he sends it. Charlie taps in response. "Well, I think my friends want to adopt you into our friendship group." "Oh my god. OMG, they like me then? Because they're all so nice and I definitely want to hang out with them more." Charlie. "Of course they liked you, Nick. You are the loveliest person in the whole entire world." And they both look at their phones blushing. As Nick says, excuse me, I think you already have that role pretty much filled, thank you very much." Charlie. "Shh. You don't get me flustered." And Nick sends him a kissy face emoji. As Charlie taps away on his phone. So, and Nick does as well while he's brushing his teeth. Long story short, they're pretty much just texting each other back and forth on this whole page. So that's pretty much the whole gist of it. And then finally, so So as Nick is tapping away on the phone, he's thinking of saying, "Hey, so I needed to tell you that something kind of bad happened after you left tonight. Me and Harry got in a fight, and then he deletes it. You still okay to come over tomorrow? Because I sort of have an idea. Do you want to go on a proper date?" OMG, no, Charlie. OMG, formally asking me out. It sounds slightly more sophisticated than just making out in our bedrooms. But yes, of course. Nick smiles at that. Charlie, what shall we do? Nick, can I make it a surprise? Charlie, OMG, okay, I'm so excited. Nick, I like you so much. You're my favorite person. Nick, you're my favorite person. Charlie? Oh, did you fall asleep? Yes, as a matter of fact, he did fall asleep. So now we're gonna have. Now we're gonna be involved in something here. So as Charlie falls asleep, Nick texts back, "I'm gonna fall asleep too, but I just want you to know that you're the best, and I'm gonna kiss you a lot tomorrow." And now another night has come and gone. Man, why do I gotta have music playing? Why do I gotta have that stuff in the background? Like, seriously? Come on. As the leaves blow through to the next morning. "Nelly!" Nick says as his dog licks him. "You're so cute, aren't you?" So then suddenly Nick and his dog look over, and Nelly! Woof, woof. Nelly runs over to him, and Nick walks over and says, "Hey!" Nick smiles. "Hey!" And Charlie just look. It's like, Charlie notices something. He walks over, sits down next to Charlie, or next to Nick, and he asks him, "What happened?" "Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Um, so I kind of got in a fight with Harry." He puts his hand in his hair as he says this. Nick looks at him with a bit of concern. "When you left and I got back to the group, he started saying a lot of shitty things about you. And I just lost it and I punched him." Nick puts his arm under Nick so he can hold his hand as he says, "Oh, Nick. But like, I immediately regretted it and stopped, and that's when he punched me. I guess he managed to hit me really hard." Then he looks over it. Then, as Charlie puts his hand over the back of Nick's shoulder, Nick looks at him, and he squeezes him, and he hugs him. "You big idiot! Why are you so great?" Charlie asks him. "Why didn't you tell me last night?" he asks. Nick, "I was embarrassed. It was stupid, simply to his level." "Well, actually," Charlie says, "as much as I have seen you get hurt, Harry really deserved a proper punch in the face." "Yes, he did." Nick laughs. "You are such a Slytherin!" And Charlie, "And you're 100% Gryffindor." How are we even dating, Nick? So, Nick, how are we even dating, Charlie? Because I'm so hot I turned a straight boy? Nick, that may be true, but too soon! And Charlie just laughs. Later on, they're outside the bus stop. They're somewhere. They're in the city now. Right now. Now, can you tell me where we're going? Nope. Still a surprise, he says with a smile. They get on a bus of some, like one of those buses. I haven't been this way before. Oh, hold on a second. I need to mute real quick. Yeah, sorry about that. So, Nick, come on, we're nearly there. Nick, as they're walking, come on, we're nearly there. Charlie, okay, okay. Then he hears some screeching. Seagulls? He looks up in the sky. Here we are! Oh my god. The beach? He just grabs him by his jacket. They both they both walk to the beach. Oh my gosh. Hold on. You didn't quite I did kind of talk over him so you couldn't really quite hear him, but yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, so they're on the beach and Nick lets his dog off the leash and immediately goes right into the water. And Nick and Charlie follow the dog. They start splashing each other with water. Apparently Nick got pushed. Because now he's sitting in the water. Oh no. And there's Charlie pointing at laughing at him. Eventually they go up to the snack bar. The fish and chips. You want to share? Okay. They sit on the balcony. They sit on the balcony, and then they kiss. Meanwhile, Nellie's just right here, sleeping throughout the whole damn thing. On their way somewhere, Charlie notices the photo booth sign. Oh my god. Nick looks at it himself, and they both go in the photo booth. As they're in there, as they go in there, you know that time we went to the arcade and went in the photo booth? Nick asks. And you made me sit on your lap? Charlie says. I did not make you. They now hold some fingers there. I distinctly remember you literally pulling me onto your lap. Charlie says. I distinctly remember you literally pulling me onto your lap. Nick blushes. Charlie then stands up. Nick blushing, not sure what is going to happen. And so Charlie is on Nick's lap. Nick blushing profusely. I want. Charlie looks at him, hand on Nick's face. I wanted to kiss you so bad when that happened. Me too, Charlie said, or Nick says in response. And they proceed to kiss. On this whole page right here, they proceed to kiss. 15 minutes later, their photo their photo comes printed out, and they took a look at it, and then they start laughing. Because here are the photos right there. Picture of the two of them hugging, Nick kissing Charlie's cheek, the two of them kissing, and Charlie kissing Nick's face. Oh, that last one almost got it like it's like a selfie there. After that, we see a shot of their dog digging into the sand. Wonder what they're doing. So as they are watching Nick's dog dig at the sand, Charlie gives Nick an earbud as they are playing "Still Together" by Mac DeMarco, and they lay down on the beach as they listen to this music. As they look, then they look and see birds in the sky. Charlie looks over at Nick, who's still looking at the sky. Yesterday, you said you didn't want me to come cover for you anymore. Does that mean you want to come out? Nick, a bit shocked by this, looks up at the sky and thinks to himself. And he says, "Yeah, yeah, it does." And Charlie, blushes in a shocking expression. "You really want to?" Charlie says, sitting up. Nick sits up as well. "Yeah, I know I've been unsure about it for a while, but I'm definitely bisexual. And I don't want to have to creep around pretending we're just friends. I'm not saying I want to make some sort of public announcement, but I want to tell the people I care about. And I want you to be able to tell people too." And then Nick brushes Charlie's hair. And they look at each other as Nick finally accepts him and how he feels for the first time ever. Nick laughs and says, "I like you so much. And I love liking you," he said, standing up. He runs up to the edge of the beach saying, "I like Charlie Spring!" Charlie's surprised. Brief pause. "In a romantic way, not just a friendly!" And after hearing this, Charlie just looks down and he just starts laughing. Nick looks back at Charlie, who smiles right back at him. But then the feels start coming up and he starts crying. Nick, thinking something else, looks at him in concern, walks over to him. "Oh, Char, what? Sorry," Charlie tells him, interrupting him. He wipes his eyes, saying, "I'm just really happy. I never thought this would happen." He sniffs. "I never thought this would happen to me." "Oh, Char," Nick says and replies, "Me neither," as he gives him a hug. Charlie, Nick? Yeah? So, does this mean we're boyfriends? Nick kind of think about this as Charlie blushes. Uh, yes? He says it like a question, like, "Uh, maybe? Yeah, I mean, was that not established the last 10 times I made out with you? Oh yeah, I don't know. We never talked. Oh yeah, I don't know. We never talked about it. And then they just look at each other. Nick starts laughing as Charlie says, "Why are we like this?" Then the two look at each other again as Nick lifts Charlie up off his feet. "I'm your boyfriend!" And Charlie just screams as Nick runs, saying, "I'm your boyfriend! Ah, you're my boyfriend! We're boyfriends!" As Charlie says, "Nick, don't drop me!" Just like that. Boom. Then they just collapse on the sand. Charlie touches Nick's face like right here. Like right here, I guess. Charlie then asks, and now we're gonna tell people. As the zoom out shot ends, Nick says, "Yeah." As more leaves fly, as more leaves blow into the wind, we go to another cut, another shot, to a new scene. Charlie walks in through the door with Nellie, his dog. "Hey, Mom." "Hi, Nick. Hi, Nicky. You seem smiley. You seem smiley. Did you and Charlie have a good day?" "Yeah, we did. We went to the beach and just chilled out for a few hours. It was so much fun. We went paddling and explored the town a little bit and got fish and chips." "Sounds like a lovely day." "Yeah. Hey Nellie, did you have a good day too?" Woo! Now Nick is now thinking about Charlie now. So then Nick looks at his mother. "Mom? Hmm? Mm-hmm. You know Charlie's like my best friend." She looks at him, thinking, "If you're going to ask if he can come to Menorca with us this summer, the answer is no. I already booked the tickets and..." "No," Nick says, looking at Nellie, looking at his dog. "That's not what I was going to say." He's not. He's bracing for impact because he doesn't know how his mom's going to react. "He's my boyfriend. Charlie's my boyfriend. I still like girls, but I like guys too, I think. And Charlie, we're going out. I wanted you to know." His mom look After he's done speaking, his mom looks at him as he cries. Not sure how she's gonna react. "Oh, baby." He sniffs as she walks over to him. Gives him a hug he needed. "Thank you for telling me," she says as he cries on his shoulder. "Thank you for telling me that." "Shh, it's okay." He finally they finally are done hugging. When she wipes a tear off his cheek, saying, "Sweetheart, you don't have to say you like girls if you don't..." "No, I definitely like both," he says, interrupting her. It's called um bisexuality, if you've heard of that." And she said, his mom chuckles. "Yes, I've heard of that. I wasn't born in 1920. Nick laughs and sniffs. How long have you known? She asks him. Well, me and Charlie started going out like a month and a half ago. But I started liking him way before that. Months ago. I wanted to tell you, but we never ever talk about, like, gay stuff. I didn't know how you would react. Are you surprised? She she thinks about what he says. She says, I had my suspicions, especially after seeing how much you care about him, but I was never sure. He looks down, and she looks at him while he looks down. Says, I love you, Nicky. I'm sorry I ever made you feel like you couldn't tell me that. She's and now Nick smiles as he hugs his mother. I love you too. And Charlie still can't come with us, even though he's your boyfriend. He just opens his eyes and is like, but Mom, he says, don't. David gotta bring his girlfriend last year. Your brother is 4 years older than you, and they were living together at uni at the time. But Mom, I thought you loved me, he says. Ah, Nicholas. And that is the end. That is the end of Volume 2. Sunday, April 18th. This is Charlie's journal, by the way. I realized something last night. I no, wait, that is Nick. What am I talking about? I really like Charlie. So today I went to his house and we kissed. Again! Multiple times! I kind of meant to talk to him about last night first, but he just started saying sorry over and over again. Because he thought I rejected him. My own fault for running off like a nervous idiot. And that to the fault that he looked extremely adorable in his pajamas and socks, and his hair was all fluffy because he'd just woken up, and his dimples, his eyes are fucking blue, and yeah! Anyway, he kept looking at me like he really wanted to kiss me, so I just did it, and he kissed me back. Jesus Christ, background noise. He likes me back! I think I gave him a bit of a shock, though. Like, to be honest. Like, he didn't realize I liked him until that moment. Gonna have to kiss him many more times just to get my point across. Smiley face. Oh, no, wait, so that was... So this was Nick, and this is Charlie's right here. 418. So, please ignore everything from yesterday's entry, lol. I don't even know where to start. I thought last night was the end of it. I kissed him and he literally ran away. But then this morning the doorbell rang and I answered it, in my PJs for God's sake, what bed hair, and Nick was there! We went up to my room and I started apologizing for last night, but then he kissed me. Like a proper serious kiss. God, I thought last night was out of my dreams, but this was like heaven on earth. Firstly, he looked like an angel. He was all damp from the rain and wearing those annoyingly hot, skinny joggers, and he just looked all out of breath, and tall and big, and God! When he kissed me, I couldn't breathe. Yeah, I think he might not be straight. So, cast of characters, we have Charlie Spring, Nick's boyfriend, year 10, age 15, birthday April 27th. Nick Nelson, Charlie's boyfriend, year 11, age 16, birthday September 4th. Oh wow, Charlie's birthday was last month, okay. Tao Zhu, Charlie's friend, year 10, age 15, September 23rd. Name, Victoria Torrey Spring, Charlie's sister, year 11, age 16, birthday April 5th. Also, Tao's birthday is September 23rd. Tor, Tor, Tara Jones, Nick's friend, year 11, age 15. School, birthday July 3rd, so her birthday's next month. Name, Harry Green. Who are you? Nick's classmate. School year, year 11, age 16. Birthday April 17th. Name, Ellie Argent. Argent. Who are you? Charlie's friend. Name, Alan Last. Who are you? Charlie's friend. Darcy Olsen, Tara's girlfriend. So I do have a mini comic, but I don't know, but it's honestly not relevant to the story. It kind of is, but also kind of is. Jesus cow, man. Oh, this is actually I think this is actually the backstory to when, Darcy and, wait, who is this? No, so this is Tara, and there's somebody else, but I'm not sure who that is. So if they are relevant, wait, that might be Darcy, actually. I don't know. But anyway, author's note. I'm amazed, overjoyed, and so grateful that there are now 2 whole volumes of Heartstopper. How on earth have I managed to fill up that many pieces of paper? I'm so happy and excited to be telling this story, and I very much hope you've been enjoying it so far. Which I am. Heartstopper focused largely on Nick and his coming out journey in this volume. I aim to write the sort of story I would have loved to see when I was a teenager. Everyone deserves the time, space, and support to figure out their feelings and their identity. But even if you don't have a supportive partner, like Charlie, or a loving parent, like Nick's mom, or even just an adorable dog, like Nellie, to cuddle when things get rough, I promise that one day you will find someone who loves you just the way you are. My biggest thanks is to all the online readers of Heartstopper, my Patreon patrons, and the Kickstarter supporters. Your support for the comic is the reason you're holding this book in your hands. To Rachel Wade and the whole team at Hatchet, I'm so thankful for the love you've shown my little comic, and I feel so lucky to have found such a passionate group of people. To my incredible agent, Claire Wilson, without whom I would probably be a mess. And thank you, dear reader, for tuning in to Nick and Charlie's story once again. I can't wait to tell you more in the next volume. Alice. And that was Heartstopper Volume 2. So this book was a really good story. Everything worked out very well with how this, like the pacing, the plot, literally everything about this was really, really well done. I loved it. I honestly think this book might be compared to volume 1 and this volume 2, I would say this one is the better one so far. And I can't wait to read volume 3 at some point in the future. I don't know when, but it will happen. So that is going to be it for me here today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching this video of my reading Heartstopper Volume 2. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to get me something to eat because I'm getting kind of hungry. Hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, this is Forrest Walpole signing off.